back, everybody, to the Call of Duty Directly. Here we are, match 2 of this beautiful Thursday night. Paris Letdowns versus New York SubPar in the Silver Premade South division. It's Jake and Wolfie again. Wolfie, how you feeling about this one?
Yeah, I think we're in for a good treat here with we get the second round in New York here. Obviously a different team, but we'll be looking at them kind of as the favorites. Maybe we get a 2 New York win for the night. But Paris Letdowns, they do have a couple great players here. I'm really looking towards TF3 to kind of go off for his team here and be the main slayer for them.
That is what you would like, in theory. Paris Letdowns. They got a very solid player on their team. I'm not so sure about the rest of the guys. I don't know about their team that much. New York SubPar, not sure about them either. Maybe we take notice here today, Wolfie. How good are these players? How do these teams match up? Because obviously New York SubPar 2-1 on the season so far. Paris Letdowns 1-2. You don't have, it's a small sample size sort of situation. Paris Letdowns could have played two fantastic teams. New York SubPar could have played two bad teams. It's tough to say, but as of now, Buddha is moving.
Yeah, absolutely. Buddha is moving and schmoving there, top garage. Unfortunately, he's going to fall as he gets a little bit too aggressive. We do see Paris Letdown down by about 60 here. They didn't really get any of P1. Definitely going to get the rotation towards P2. Unfortunately, not going to pick up those kills early on the hill. We do see Signs here with a great flank here. He's able to pick up one. Can he pick up any more on the hill? He is going to collect this time, but we do see New York able to bounce back here, get a little bit of the spawn flips. We see number 6 able to get all the way back towards that riverside and get spawn set up for new.
Absolutely, and a big hold, or a big break out of the Paris Letdowns for a moment there, but New York SubPar still with a lot of points on the board, and Paris Letdowns spawn out, so this could be a nightmare scenario for the Letdowns if New York SubPar are able to find these first initial couple kills on the new hill. They are going to have the initial time, but you see player 4, player 3 wrapping around the map. 2 kills for the New York SubPar, make it 3. This is rough waters for the Paris Letdowns, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. New York has been playing solid Call of Duty so far. Unfortunately, one of them is going to fall in the back. Bionic's able to pick up that eventual kill towards Riverside, but New York, as you see, number 6 is already trying to get a little bit aggressive towards those new spawns. We do see a couple fights going down. Paris is going to try to get the last 20 seconds or so here on this hill as they get a unfortunate break there. As we see number 6, he spawns right up in maze. There's no way that Paris is going to read this. We do see number 2 here. I believe that is Sleeper. He's got to hold off now 3 New York players with some unfortunate spawns there on that side. But with New York here up 110-17 at the moment, that is a pretty crazy lead here on sub base. And with New York able to have those spawns towards next, we expect them to pick up a free 10 to 15 seconds here and really just expand their lead even further.
Yeah, Buddha 13-2 so far, so he is absolutely having Signs with a kill streak in the back pocket. That's going to combine for 2 with Sleeper. Zoe's getting shot up as well, so let's see if the Paris Letdowns can break here. This is most certainly their opportunity, and they don't have much time because player 5 and player 6 are going to be pinching around from the backside. They do confirm those spawns as TF3 is on a 3 streak for the time being. Player 3, Sleeper, is going to find one as well. 27 seconds left on the clock. If they can hold it down here, that's definitely their avenue back into this game. But, I mean, being down 100 points, that was just such a tough hill to climb, Wolfie.
Yeah, absolutely. Down about 100 points. That's just a big hill to climb. We do see TF3 with 2 great kills there and towards Old. They're going to bring this down to about 70, but we do see that unfortunate spawn. 3 people spawn from New York. You know, that's the sub base we're talking about with those iffy spawns. Paris, we kind of see a little bit of mixy here towards P5. They're initially going to be able to hop on hill, but we see Buddha, the schmoover, able to pick him up and get safely towards tank side and let his teammates kind of pick up the other side. But New York here in firm control of P5, spawning Paris towards that unfortunate side towards garage. We see Buddha taking some ego chows there. He's really feeling himself so far. And man, New York just continues to build this huge lead.
Yeah, Paris Letdowns, they've just been having such a tough time getting in these hills, and it's off the back of Buddha with that rival 9 in hand, just applying so much pressure to the Paris Letdowns, finding kills left and right, doing a great job of staying alive, and it's allowing Buddha to not only, once he gets those kills and he gets out, the rest of the New York SubPar, they do a great job of kind of reacting to that mess that Buddha has created. And now they're up over 100 points, make it over 100. With 7 seconds left to go on this P5, this is going to have to be a complete 180 turnaround off the start of this new rotation for the Paris Letdowns to find their way back into this game.
Yeah, and absolutely. And Buddha is not wanting that turnaround to happen. He's right there with a two-piece towards New, another kill happening towards the side of top Snow. And, you know, New York's doing a great job with their ARs, just letting Buddha able to roam, be in the face of the enemy. And, you know, typically we see on sub-base, we see, you know, normally 3 ARs because it's a little bit longer range of a map. And usually the rivals are people that are struggling, but Buddha has shown that he is not struggling one bit on this map. 22 and 5, just going wherever he wants, whenever he wants, taking on whatever challenge he wants with a gunfight. And right now he's unstoppable by rival with the 7th Street.
Yeah, and you see the Paris Letdowns, they are giving up the rest of this P1 time and opting to try to rotate toward the P2. It kind of does work in their favor, but, I mean, once you're down 150 points, I mean, that P1 was essentially a money hill for the New York SubPar. I mean, they are just doing whatever they want on the map. Buddha 24 and 5 on a 9 streak, so, yeah, there's really not much more to be said. It looks like Bionic Bandit is already rotating to the new hill, make it P3, but, Paris Letdowns, they do find the time here for now. Let's see if they can find the kills.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looked like New York was almost content there just to give up the full 60 here on P2 just to get that rotation towards P3. But they're just taking a nice slow controlled break here. We see TF3 with 2 huge kills. Sleeper able to help out TF3 there. Able to get 3 dead. And this may just be in New York. Maybe one more little tiny push here. And then just rotate towards P3 on the backside here. And, you know, they were here with 60 seconds to left, and they're going to be here with 0 seconds left. So good rotation out of them, good awareness for them. You know, they can give up all that time and still be well within their rights to win this game. And, you know, a full P4 or P3 here wins them the game. So
Player 1's going to be Signs. He's trying to make things mixy here. Paris Letdowns have broken the 120-point barrier, so they've been playing a little bit better at the second half ever since they rotated to that P2, but now more kills are going to have to go your way. Buddha still staying alive in that point. TF3 going to pick him up. It is a mix on the hill right now. Player 6, Zoe, in the back, going to be causing the most problems, and Sleeper is able to cut him down, so TF3 recognizes that all of the New York SubPar enemies are going to be facing him up front. Buddha gets cut down. Big kill out of TF3 right there. Still 30 seconds left on the clock, and I mean, this 30, it really brings the Paris Letdowns back into it, but boy, is it going to be a tough hill to hold for now.
yeah, absolutely. And, you know, they lose the last 20 seconds on the hill, which is unfortunate because they're down by so much. That's going to put New York pretty much up there with that 230, only about 20 points to go. But on the bright side, Paris does have rotations to the new hill with a full 60 here, which is exactly what they're going to need. Any kind of mistake is probably going to spell end of the game for them. They can kind of bring it back here towards this P5 side. So they really need to focus up here on P4. Really make sure they keep those spawns, really make sure they get those initial kills. And it's going to start off with this fight here with Signs and Buddha. And Signs is able to take that.
Signs able to take it. Player 6, that's going to be Zoe trying to sneak in, and he is able to do so through the water, is able to find one, so that time is not going to be going the way of the Paris Letdowns right now, which is all they really needed. Player 6 spawns behind TF3. That's not a good situation. So now it's going to be Signs left out to dry on the hill with 30 seconds left on the clock. The New York SubPar have what it takes to close out this map 1. They just got to find one more wave of kills. 240, 151. With 20 seconds left on the clock, the Paris Letdowns have to push that top side of the map, and Buddha's going to be shutting it down. Make it 2, make it 3 right there to close out the game. 30 and 11 for Buddha, and the New York SubPar close out map 1.
Absolutely huge game from the side of Buddha there. 30 and 11 from a sub player on sub base is not something you're going to see very often here in the CRL, and that's a big. I think we're hopping on board here with TF3, seeing what he can do off rip here as he starts to head towards this B side.
It looks like the New York SubPar are heading that direction as well. Buddha going to be taking that top side of the map. May get in a fight with Signs here in a moment, but that B push is most certainly in for the New York SubPar. Sleeper, though, he makes his way to bridge. Let's see how New York can break here.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a big kill out of the side of Sleeper and Paris, able to get a couple team shots there. And New York's going to be kind of electing to maybe rotate out here, maybe just take it slow. They do know one's going to be clock side. They do know one's going to be kind of towards those cutouts or sandbags, but they are kind of unaware of the position of everyone else. We do see potentially a fight going down here on the side of A site with Buddha and Signs looking like they're kind of right on top of each other. And so it could be an interesting play there on what happens on the other side of the map. Otherwise, we're just seeing kind of a stalemate from both sides. We do see Sleeper pick up one and TF3 able to pick up the other, with Zoe left kind of in a 1v4 by himself round one. Not really the ideal situation.
Yeah, I mean, that was a fantastic round from the Paris Letdowns, a flawless round one. They know they're going toward B. They find a lot of the kills on the board, and they make something happen. Casserole able to pick up the final kill. I know that's not their name, but they're getting called Casserole for this game because I shouldn't say their actual gamer tag on stream.
Absolutely. You know, we're heading into the Thanksgiving was quite a while away ago, but we did have a lot of good casseroles there, so we'll continue on board with the Paris Letdowns, and that's a big momentum boost for their team, able to get that first round after kind of getting a little slammed. They're going to be hitting a pretty hot A hit. It's the kind of the CRL special lately when I'm casting and we're on Karachi Search that everybody really loves going towards that A side, and who else but Buddha here to maybe stop this push.
Finds his way behind one, and he finds a kill onto Sleeper. Can he find a second as well? He does. I mean, that is just unbelievable. And I think he just Xbox recorded that.
Absolutely insane from Buddha. Signs is left in a 1v4, kind of shoes on the other foot. Happened to Zoe last round, going to happen to Signs this round. Let's see if he can make a little bit of magic here, maybe pick up a couple kills here towards this middle of the map. And Bomb is down chicken side. He is kind of just out of luck on where he's going to go, so maybe he can pick up one. Unfortunately, not able to get all those shots down on Zoe towards that clock side. Going to be wrapping back, but with 25 seconds left, not looking at much hope.
He's able to find Buddha, and they are not on this side of the map, but you see all of those arrows going this direction now. It is going to be a tough task in order to get this bomb down with all these players looking at you. The first chow is there, but the team shots are good. The New York SubPar even the odds here at 1. And I mean, that's just kind of the explosiveness you can expect from Buddha finding immaculate two pieces. That just kind of break the round open and the situation open for the New York SubPar. A big defense for them. Let's see how Paris can react to kind of keep the back and forth going here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see a lot of defenses here on Karachi that, we kind of see that here this year with MW3 and the search maps, that a lot of them are defensive sided, not a lot of offensive sided maps. And so if you can win an offense on one of these search and destroys, you're setting yourself up pretty good here, as we see New York kind of watching out for that Hydra nade, watching out for that bottom chicken nade as well, just kind of playing it slow. And unfortunately, Sleeper's just going to get pretty aggressive here, bottom chicken, just kind of get in the mix with everybody. He's going to be making a route here. We're looking for him to pick up at least another one or two as he's coming behind the players in New York.
He finds a second as well and gets out with his life as Bionic Bandit jumps down to pick up that bomb. Sleeper might get traded here. Can you get out with your life? You go for the jump chow, but it doesn't matter. KP is there as well. Now a 3v2 situation, and TF3's chowing. KP gets cut down. Now it's up to Bionic Bandit left in a 1v3. And if Paris Letdowns win this would be another solid round for them. And from what we saw with Sleeper there, he kind of played the Buddha role in this round. He flies into Coop, picks up one, gets Mixie, plays his life, finds a second. And that's kind of what we were talking about there before. Wolfie, Paris Letdowns, even the odd or go up one round, it's been a defensive oriented game right here, like what you were talking about. Defensive oriented map so far. And Paris Letdowns, looks like they're not ready to give up this search and destroy without a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a big play out of Sleeper, like you mentioned. We really needed to see someone from the side of Paris really counter that side of Buddha, and we're looking towards Sleeper to do that from the submachine gun side. And TF3 is holding his weight on the AR side, and we may have seen a little Hydra net line up there, and maybe we see a little nade going out there. Unfortunately, not able to hit the nade. That's why they are not professional players there. Unfortunately, no nade for them, but we do see the side of Paris kind of favoring that B side. We do see a couple players hopping towards that B side. We see Zoe here with the church power position on these headies.
Player 7 sneaks behind. I'm not sure he knows that Zoe is here. Oh, he goes for the assassination, make it a second
Unfortunate.
blood as Sleeper cuts him down. Casserole picks up another one on the other side of the map now, and Buddha left in the 1v4. They got to get this bomb down quickly because you know that he moves fast. I feel like for him, you just got to find the information.
Oh, man, we saw Sleeper get aggressive there, bottom chicken. I didn't quite think we'd see the ego out of Sleeper to pull an assassination out in the middle of a round on Search and Destroy. I believe there were 2 or 3 other players up as well looking around him. I don't know if he meant to do that, but man, what a great play there. That's definitely going on the Twitter timeline.
Casserole gets picked up, 15 seconds left on the clock. This is a futile effort. Buddha not going to win this round by any means, but if you pick up as many as you can get. Sleeper, though, with the chow, picks him up. And it seems like Sleeper's really been the difference maker here in the Search and Destroy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's making the big plays with the gun, making the big plays with the assassinations, and he's just doing his part here with a 6-2 so far in this Search and Destroy.
Big star for him. The assassination, definitely a checkout moment for the other team as well. Let's see if the composure stays up. Let's see if maybe activates a New York SubPar. Obviously, when you when you assassinate somebody, you got to think it either, activates one of 2 parts of them. It's like, oh, this guy, this is so annoying, da 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 da. Or it's like, you activate like the villain arc of that player. Let's see which side it gets for the New York SubPar. Big nade from the Paris Letdowns. Doesn't find a kill, but knocks down Zoe. They get the information. The stun's there as well. And player 5, it's going to be TF3. He's trying to make a play, but Buddha cuts him down.
Yeah, absolutely. That would have been a big play from the side of TF3. We do see that New York side going towards that standard B hit. We do see signs on A just hanging out in the bus in the back with all the cool kids. But unfortunately, the other team's heading towards the other bomb site. And we do see Sleeper eventually fall there towards the sandbag side. And we have Casserole kind of left here by himself to hold off the B site for a little bit until Signs makes a move.
2v4 situation, you're going to need a miracle for the Paris Letdowns. Buddha picks up Signs as well, long distance. 1v4 now for the Casserole. And 30 seconds left on the clock. They are all stacked up over here, so not necessarily impossible. Buddha isn't able to get cut down. New York SubPar. The team shots are good yet again. 2-3 now is the round count. Big offense for them. I think the question becomes, can they do it on the defensive end one more time?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's 2 huge offensive wins from both teams back to back. That's a good play out of New York, able to take that offensive round after they just lost kind of a much needed defensive round here, going down 2-3 here, kind of looking to clutch this defensive round to bring it even on this side. But Paris, they done it once on the win on the offensive side, and so it looks like they're going to go back towards this patented B side on Karachi, and we'll see what they can do on this round.
Going toward the B side again is the Paris Letdowns. Can they find the first blood? It looks like it's going to be Sleeper moving quickly one more time. I'm not sure Zoe spotted him, but Buddha gets cut down on that bridge side of the map by the nade. That could be a difference maker. Zoe spots Sleeper now, but the shots are not good. Sleeper stays down, puts in some shots. Big kill out of him. That could be the difference maker, but KP with the shots. One shot is TF3. But now a 2v3 scenario, KP is going to have to find at least one.
Yeah, and KB spots that player towards top fire. Unfortunately, he's able to escape with his life, get towards church side, and that's going to be a 1v. KP left in a 1v3 here on the side of New York SubPar, and he has no idea that Signs is on the other side of this wall. Signs get a little bit aggressive here. He's going to catch him with a nade in his hand, and Paris Letdown, again, with that big offensive win there to keep that 2-round lead.
Yeah, Paris Letdowns definitely looking solid here in the Search and Destroy game mode. You got to wonder, maybe this is a 2-3-5 sort of team. Maybe they needed to get warmed up in that map 1 sub base, but this has looked like a very different team so far. The teamwork is there. The first bloods are what I really like to see, like that first blood on the Buddha with the nade. You put in some damage, you get the nade kill, fundamental Call of Duty sort of things. That'll win you Search and Destroy, no doubt about it, especially if people aren't, maybe necessarily making plays. Obviously, you don't want Sleeper to fly into bottom coop every single round, but If you can find first bloods in a different way, that's where things really get interesting. And now New York SubPar, they're forced to go toward the B site. They're going to have to fight through signs in that bus.
Yeah, absolutely. And they haven't hit this route before. Signs hasn't been playing here, so
Oh,
they should have no idea. We do see an interesting hit from Zoe there going up the ladder towards top plat. Bionic does not see the foot of Signs there in the bus. We do have that
oh,
X-ray, but
he's hopping it. Player 8.
unfortunately, he hop it. Can we see a ninja here? Is the side of New York? Or is anyone going to check this bomb? We do see a couple seconds coming down here, and that's going to be unfortunate for the side of Signs there as Bionics finally checks that bomb, able to get that kill. Casserole here in another 1v Thor, make that a 1v3 with about 20 seconds left. This is very improbable from the side of Paris Letdowns. Good round so far from New York.
Yeah, I think after the first two fall for the Paris Letdowns, going for the Ninja is most certainly the right decision. It's like that's like your highest chance of winning this round is going for that Ninja, unless you pop just an insane two-piece. If he gets a little bit more information, maybe he's able to make a play on that doesn't maybe makes the round a little bit better, but I think hopping that is the right plan in that situation. Sadly, it doesn't pan out. New York SubPar staying alive here in the search and destroy. Paris Letdowns, though, still up 4-3.
Yeah, absolutely. That Ninja Diffuse would have been huge from the side of Paris if they can get that. That is a massive momentum swing. As a attacking team who just puts the bomb down when you get Ninja Diffused, the wind is all gone from your sails. And so that is just a good standard play from New York to be able to check that bomb, make sure nobody's on it, and they're able to catch Signs on it. But we do see Paris kind of going back to the standard B push. We do see New York kind of a little bit spread out. We have one person towards the clock side, one person top satellite or dome, and a couple players towards that A side or middle side. And Paris here, they're kind of just looking for an initial pick. We do see Sleeper able to pick up that player towards top satellite, get some shots in. I'm not sure that they've spotted Zoe over here towards clock, but he's going to be a menace here if they can't clear him out.
KP is able to get the first blood onto Signs, which is big. However, that may give some false information as that's on the other side of the map. KP, though, it doesn't matter. Casserole gets cut down. TF3, though, trying to even the odds. 30 seconds left to go, though, and Zoe is still on the bridge, but Sleeper's able to cut him down. TF3 evens the odds as well. Makes it a 1v2 for Bionic Bandit. This round has flipped on its head. Bionic Bandit needs to make a miracle happen.
Absolutely, and the timing for Bionic may be huge here as he gets able to pick up this bomb planner here on the side of Church, and we do see, I believe, TF3 going to wrap towards mid to either go top AC or to go mid cut, and Bionic's going to be trying to stiffen him out here, Chicken. And so we just kind of flip positions here between these two players as they really have no idea where each other are.
I'm not sure TF3 is going to give him any information on it as well. TF3 has the line of sight. He can just play the back and forth game. He does jump up to top AC. He's going to have to hop it, though. We know TF3 is going to peek it, and he does. Finds the round win, goes up 5-3. Paris Letdowns look good, but the 5-3 curse has been activated.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big round from TF3 there, and Sleeper able to pick up those kills on clock and towards the middle of the map to kind of flip that round on its head there, able to give the match point towards the side of Paris Letdowns here as they're heading into kind of the easy defensive side, but kind of these last couple defensives we've seen kind of fall apart from both teams. So this is kind of a lockdown moment for Paris Letdowns. Try to even up the series here after an unfortunate map one here, kind of walk away with a 6-3, lock it down and just head into that control.
Let's see what they do here. You want to close it out in 6-3 fashion, but Sleeper does get cut down, tries to make the bottom coop play, but Bionic Bandit is ready for it, so the first blood goes the New York way. TF3, though, has found a cozy corner here, bottom mid. Player 6 doesn't have the info on the bomb, I'm pretty sure, but as long as you have the info on the B street, that's all that matters. But Casserole gets cut down. Now at 2v4. New York SubPar, they're not out of this yet.
Yeah, and TF3 able to pick up one towards that clock side, but KP is going to be there for the trade, and we're left with Signs and a 1v3 as the bomb just went down. He's got about 40 seconds left here. A bit unfortunate here for Signs as his teammates fell, but we'll see if he can clutch up here in this 1v3.
Buddha up top one last time, finds the kill, similar to another gunfight that we saw in this game. New York SubPar staying alive, winning the offense when it matters most, and Going back to that defensive end to potentially push this to around 11. This is kind of the round that you want Paris Letdowns to close it out on. You know you were up 5-3. You lose the 5-3 to make it 5-4. When you're in this situation, you never want to send it to the round 11. That's where the nerves really start to kick in. Paris Letdowns, they're going to have to clutch up when it matters most on the offensive end. Let's see what they do here.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've had, I believe, 2 successful offensive rounds here on this map of Karachi Search and Destroy, so it's not something that's unlikely of them to pull out. And we kind of see the same setup from New York, and they don't have anyone clocked just yet. And right as I say that, Zoe's able to pick up the clock side, but I believe Casserole was able to spot him crossing into that, so he should be attentive towards that. But we see New York here kind of spread out. Zoe was able to pick up that big kill on Casserole there, kind of to open up the defensive side of the map there for New York.
That's a big pick right there out of Zoe. Staying on bridge, staying under the bridge, might I add, and finding the first blood as well. Now so much time has been wasted from the side of the Paris Letdowns. You're kind of looking at signs like, hey, you might need to make a play right here because part of this map needs to be open for them to plan it, but Sleeper and TF3 are so stagnant here on the other side of the map. I'm pretty sure they throw a smoke at A, but Bionic Bandit able to pick up signs, so it doesn't pull a lot of the New York SubPar members. TF3 is able to pick up Zoe, so this bomb is a little bit more manageable, but that kill from Buddha might surely secure it. TF3 left in the 1v3. Let's see if we can get to his POV quick enough. He is able to find one, but with 37 seconds left, or 13 seconds left, he didn't really have the time to make it happen anyway. New York SubPar, they force it to a 5-5. And this is where things really get interesting here, Wolfie. We are at, this is all the marbles. Every single marble you take home when you win this round. You're up 1-0 if you're New York SubPar. If you want to extend the series for the Paris Letdowns, you need them to win here because similar to what we were talking about before, if you lose this here, all of the wind is out of your sails. The wind is gone if you lose this right here for the Paris Letdowns. You need to see them lock it in. Luckily for you, if you're a Paris fan, they got the defensive end, but New York SubPar, they're no pushovers either.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you mentioned it there with the 5-3 curse here on Search and Destroy, and we might have anti-caster cursed them with the curse. A bunch of curses here flying around. We're family friendly, though. But we do see New York heading towards this B side. But Paris kind of just playing very passive, very back, letting them kind of have control of the bomb side if they wanted it, just looking for those initial picks, really trying to make sure that if they fall, there's someone there for the trade. And we do see Sleeper. He's able to pick up a couple people towards that bottom chicken side, able to spot that they are there. And we do see kind of New York here. They're turtling up a little bit. We do see TF3 on that flank, able to pick up a huge kill. We do see a gunfight going down here between Buddha and TF3, kind of the powerhouses of the team. And everyone is still stuck towards that chicken side. And this is a massive play from the side of Paris. They have them pinched here, and New York needs to make a play and make it fast.
Yeah, and you can see that just TF3 being here is kind of making the New York SubPar tweak a little bit. They are going to get that bomb down, but Casserole might be able to push on in and make something happen. Pretty sure they know Buddha's there, and all 4 go down. Paris Letdowns clutch up when it matters most, and the round 11 goes their way flawlessly. They're not done yet. They tie the series here at 1.
Absolutely. No caster curse from the side of Paris Letdown, able to clutch up on that round 11, and that...
Welcome back, everybody. Here we are, high-rise control. Series tied at 1. Paris Letdowns win a grueler round 11 Karachi Search and Destroy after a tough map 1 where New York SubPar looked absolutely fantastic. Let's see whose guns are hot here in the map 3, because you got to think it's a momentum shift after a round 11 always, Wolfie.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're starting off with Sleeper here. He was able to put quite a few very good shots down on that A side of the map. Able to kind of move their teammates, allow them to move up towards B. We do see Bionic Bandit able to pick up 2, but Sleeper's able to get that trade as we see another fight coming down here. KP able with a big 2-piece here, one with the Renetti, one with the MCW, able to take control. But we do see Paris. They were able to get that tick on B. Very crucial to get that instead of losing that towards the side of New York. But New York does have the defensive side here. We do have one person out. That's going to be Casserole. He's going to pick up 1 towards the mid-map. Unfortunately going to fall, and that's everybody else from the side of Paris, kind of stuck in their spawn, kind of going to fight through this high-rise trap.
Buddha in a nice corner there. Takes down TF3. Paris Letdowns have done 33% of the work they need to do on that B point, but I mean, the toughest part is getting on that point in the first place. Signs trying to make something happen. It allows Casserole to sneak on, and Casserole has reinforcements as well as TF3 reigns supreme underneath the map as well. But with 29 seconds left to go, things are gonna have to start to go Paris Letdowns' way, as they do get 2 players on this point, but there are most certainly New York SubPar players around. 1 kill goes the way of Signs, but the trades are back and forth. 27 seconds, they get the second tick, but they're gonna have to fight their way on that point one more time.
Yeah, absolutely. That second tick is big. Unfortunately, you know, for the side of Paris, you want to be able to get those 3 ticks here. We do see an unfortunate own kill from the side of Zoe there with the propane. We do see Sleeper pick up 1, and that's at least 2 on the point there. That is the B point captured at a minute to the clock here for the side of Paris, and they're already getting aggressive, trying to get towards that side of New York's defensive side, but unfortunately a couple of them are going to fall kind of back to the restart. You do have 2 players middle of the map here. These players need to find some crucial kills for their team so that they can push out towards the map.
Signs picks up 2 big kills. He's been on top of this propane for a little bit now, and he's doing God's work, watching over the map, just kind of peppering shots into the New York SubPar players, making sure that Paris Letdowns have all the information they need, and it allows Signs to kind of sneak through. You see, he pushes underneath that map, and now the map has been flipped on New York SubPar's head. Signs going to be behind everybody. TF3 also going to hit the route, and I can't imagine that New York SubPar will be ready for this, but they find the kills on the other end.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see a kind of an interesting spawn here from the side of Buddha. Super deep's got to know somebody that's kind of close in their spawn. TF3 is able to pick up 1. Shots are coming down. He's going to fall from the side of Buddha. We do see some trades coming back down towards the middle of the map. Casserole, unfortunately, going to fall as well. We do have Sleeper here. He's going to be able to stop the point. Reinforcements are a little late coming in. This is a big gunfight. He's going to lose it to Bionic. That's going to be New York. We have 4 people surrounding the point, just waiting for these other 2 players from Paris. It's a good round from New York, not to let those kills get out of hand. I believe they only give up 3 ticks towards that B side, so it's pretty manageable on the offensive side. They should just pick up 1 point here and kind of tie it and move on. So but from the side of Paris, it is a decent round. You kind of did what you need to do and nothing really more, getting those 3 ticks, and then here you can set up a good defensive spawn trap if you went off spawn.
Yeah, toward the end, while Paris Letdowns aren't getting that B point or that A point by any means, they don't even get a tick on it at all. It's definitely a close one. You know, that life count was not safe at all toward the end, so it could have gone Paris's way, but you would have liked to get a couple of more segments on the board. Now, New York SubPar, like you said, they kind of just do what they're looking for. Maybe try to get some ticks onto B, maybe get some ticks onto A as well. They are attacking both points currently. Buddha, 10 and 7 so far. Not necessarily the sub base we saw out of him, but the team's looking solid.
Yeah, absolutely. In New York, able to get all 4 dead at 1 point. TF3 kind of the last one alive there, kind of getting out, slaying out for his team a little bit, but we do see New York stacking A pretty heavy, and that is the Sleeper propane there, able to pick up 2. It looks like they're going to be able to pick up this 3rd on Zoe, and that is almost 4 down just from that propane and those extra kills, and that's a huge stop from the side of Paris. A was almost captured there from the side of New York, and it looks like they're going right back to A here. We saw, I believe that was Buddha who took the kind of side route there. This could be huge from him, but Signs is able to pick that up. We see one more fight coming down here with Bionic and Zoe in towards the middle. Zoe's going to fall, but Bionic is going to stay on the point, be able to stop that time. It looks like he's almost going to capture the point, but Sleeper's able to take him out.
Well, I mean, New York SubPar have done the hard part. They find 2 ticks onto A. They almost capture it. You see them still fighting for it, but I think at this point you need to turn your attention toward B, because if you can get that, then you're up 2 ticks bare minimum, and you can still have time to fight for the A point, but that's all strategic at the end of the day. Paris Letdowns, they're focused on keeping them pushed back into their spawn, because 45 seconds left to go. New York SubPar are not safe from having kind of a failure of a round if they don't find another tick here onto A or B. The kills are going their way, but the next kills are the ones that matters most. How many can Casserole find here? Finds nothing. Signs trying to fight for it. A is able to find 1, almost finds a second. Looks like player 2, TF3, going to be able to slide in, but a couple more pushes left to go. Paris Letdowns needs to find a way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big side or big kills coming from the side of Paris. We do see New York, 2 players on that A point, starting that tick. That's about halfway done. It looks like they're going to be able to secure this A tick. That is that kind of last tick they needed. They do have one more minute on the time clock. We do see Buddha pick up 1, but unfortunately a team kill comes through, and Sleeper and TF3 able to kind of reinforce, get some of those kills up. But we do see Buddha right back here kind of in this spawn trap, trying to keep players off of that B point. Unfortunately, none of their teammates are around by that B point. We do see Zoe kind of furthest pushed up here as he's going to hop on the point to pause his time, and he's going to quickly hop away so he doesn't die.
New York SubPar running out of lives. They have 1 team push left to go. Sleeper going to cut down 1, Signs the other. 8-2 life count now. And this could be an exact kind of replica of what we saw. Both teams will be tied, but New York SubPar still fighting for it. 38 seconds left to go, so they can kind of maybe see if they can get a couple picks here. But with Bionic Bandit going down, Buddha against the world, he is 21-13, but a 1v6 is quite the hill to climb.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
He's able to pick up 2, and really he's just evening out this life count. It was, the life count, they got 3 ticks. It was they had 4 lives up last round. So if he can pick up 1 more, he's going to give his team the life advantage. Otherwise, it's going to just kind of be tied. Unfortunately, he's going to fall to, I believe, TF3 there on the B point. And that is a pretty even round from both sides, kind of just squaring up, going into that round 3 here. See who can kind of get that better offensive side on high-rise control, and Paris is going to have their first hand at it here, see if they can secure that defense for round 5 if they make it there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of the question next. Who can kind of have the very solid offensive round, because it kind of always happens where one team has that offense where it like makes the difference, you know what I mean, and who gets that round 5 control. Or I guess on the other hand, it's like who can have that very solid defense. But right now, Paris Letdowns kind of have the opportunity to swing the game in their favor by getting a good chunk of ticks, or of course winning the round is the big difference maker. But a team kill with the propane is not a good way to start it for the New York SubPar.
Yeah, absolutely. The
Whoa.
propanes are unfortunate there, and that's some interesting movement there from the side of KP. Kind of saw Signs there a little bit late. Signs really just trying to make some movement here. Buddha going absolutely crazy with the flicks. He's able to pick up 2. Zoe's able to pick up 2, and that is clear off the A point. But they did get that first tick on the A point, so that is kind of job well done there. If they focus their efforts towards B and Cat B like they did last time, that'd be 4 ticks. But right now they're kind of pushed back in their spawn, and they really got to work as a team to get out of this spawn trap.
Most certainly do. You need some ticks on the board. You do have 1 so far. Casserole has snuck out, but with 55 seconds left to go, you got to kind of find some kills behind it in order to make something happen. 50 seconds left on the clock, and you see 3 of those arrows. They're just waiting for anything to happen, but you really don't have time to wait.
Yeah, absolutely not. Casserole really needs to make a move here. It looks like he's going to try to wrap back and help his team a little bit. Unfortunately, not able to do anything right now. Buddha able to pick up a big kill there. Sleeper's able to break out towards that green fence side. Casserole's finally trying to get involved here, taking some shots towards that propane, but they're still kind of stuck here. We do see a fight come down on A. That's a big win from the side of Bionic, able to keep Paris off that A site. So able to pick up Casserole eventually here, but we do see a little bit of a rush coming here towards this A side. I don't know if New York read this. We see a little bit of a pinch here. We got Signs coming in on that B side. We see TF3 popping out of that blue. He's able to pick up 1. Signs able to pick up another on that top propane, and that is 2 players on B. They do know the last player is kind of that heli steps. They're able to pick him up with KP. Great kill there from Signs. He's going to dip out, hate his life. There is a cruise missile coming down from Buddha. That's a big cruise here, but Paris is right back on the point.
A day-saving play from the Paris Letdowns to get the kills that they need most. They get the 3 ticks that you kind of want on the offensive end with 12 seconds left on the clock. That was looking dangerous for them. TF3 staying alive so well. The nade's not going to work for you, Zoe. But Bionic Bandits here fighting. It is a back-and-forth brawl on the A point. And then Paris Letdowns come out on top. They buy themselves another minute, and that turns so quickly from what could have been an absolutely dagger of a round for the New York SubPar to what turns being Paris Letdowns. I mean, they are most certainly in the driver's seat here in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. That capture there is absolutely massive for the side of Paris. As just the beatdown and back and forth that was, that's going to be heart-wrenching for both teams there. Obviously, Paris going to come out on that side. Casserole not able to pick up those kills. We see New York with a 3 wipe here, able to kind of solidify this section of the defense. But, you know, if you're Paris, it's kind of job well done. You got that extra tick here, and so now you just have to play stellar defense and make sure New York doesn't pick up 4.
Casserole looking for anything to go their way. Bionic Bandit laying down on the staircase is not what you want to see. 3 lives left to go for the Paris Letdowns. 14 seconds left on the clock. You're going to have to make a miracle happen if you want another tick or the round. 10 seconds left. Signs trying to fight on in. There's all these New York SubPar players everywhere. There's 3 down. Make it 4.
Oh,
they might be able to
Lord.
find another tick on the board. Wolfie, this is unbelievable. They need to stay down. They need this tick, and they find it. I mean, I cannot believe it. They're not going to win the round, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's enormous.
Yeah, that is an enormous extra tick there from the side of Paris. That's just some extra padding there on this defensive side. Even if you don't play stellar defense here, you can afford at least an extra tick on that side. But absolutely massive play from those 2 players left on Paris.
Let's see if Paris can keep on continuing the prowess. Obviously, they don't win that round, but a very solid round, no doubt about it. Those are the kind of rounds you want to see. I mean, of course, at the end of the day, you want to win the offensive round. You would love to. But given the situation that they were in, to go from having 1 tick to 5 by the end of the round, that is just an absolute miracle. And New York SubPar are going to have to make something serious happen if they want to have this round 5 defense. And they've started out hot. Sleeper TF3 combined for 2. Signs goes down. There's still 2 New York SubPar players on the point, but Sleeper's still around doing some fantastic things for the team. They already got a tick onto A, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Second tick comes in there on A, finally, the contest from TF3, but TF3 is probably going to fall with 3 players there. Bionic's able to pick that up, and you know, New York Signs able to pick up 2 before following. KP able to pick up Signs, but then Budon with the unfortunate team kill on that propane again. That's why why a lot of people dislike high rises, those propanes every round. And New York kind of made an alternate play call there at the start of the round, hitting towards that A. They know they need to be aggressive. They know they needed the ticks to secure that defense, and they did a great job kind of off rip. They got 2 of the kills, and Kaz goes absolutely massive for her team there.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic plays. A point is secured, though, for the Paris Letdowns. TF3 is able to find 2, has a cruise missile in the back pocket. But with a minute 54 left on the clock, Bionic Bandit already securing some time here. That's a big 3 down for the Paris Letdowns. You're going to have to find some more kills, no doubt about it. Let's see what happens next. The push is going to have to be serious.
Yeah, and we do see Sleeper there pretty aggressive on the propane. We do see number 4 Sleeper over there, kind of catching them off spawn here. Any more kills that they can pick up are huge. Unfortunately, they're going to fall towards that A side, but we see Paris kind of here with the solid setup. T3, unfortunate COD timing there, but able to pick up another one. Is he able to pick up any more? No, he's not, but he does spot out 2 towards that green fence there. His team can focus kind of that side, maybe pick up a couple of those stragglers. But we do see New York. They are able to get out of spawn, able to make something happen on the map here, and it should be an interesting fight coming here towards B as they're starting to hop on.
Big kills out of the Paris Letdowns. Minute and 2 left on the clock. KP and Zoe, though, combined for 2 now. That kind of opens up that B point for the time being. Not a tick in just yet. KP going to be waiting for their teammates. Big kills out of them, though. 6 lives left on the board, but Paris Letdowns have done a good job of picking up the rest of the New York SubPar.
Yeah, and that is 1 tick in from the side of New York here. You know, if you're Paris, you really need to not let that next tick come in, and they only have 4 lives left. Make that 3 lives left on the side of New York. Paris, you really just need to play your trades here. Don't let any wipes happen here, and then you'll secure your stuff. Defensive round for round 5.
The fight continues. 2 lives left on the board for the New York SubPar. The Paris Letdowns have almost all but secured the round 5 defense, and that just goes to show how big the beatdown almost coming in. Sleeper really going for it, but as I was saying, that just goes to show how important. Oh wait, what is going on? Okay, it ends right there, but that was something else, Wolfie.
Yeah, where I think Sleeper's trying to make that number 2 of the series with assassinations there. Unfortunately, he's going to get a little bit turned on by Zoe there. And then I believe we saw a team kill followed by a suicide kill penalty from the side of Paris. And, you know, if there is any more than one player alive, that could have been a massive disaster on the side of Paris. But fortunately for them, there's only one player left, and they're able to take this to a round 5. And I believe they're going to stick on this defensive side here on this high-rise control. Yes, they are. And so they just need to play kind of good defense here, standard. Do exactly what they need to on the defense. Ticks do not matter here on the side of Paris Letdowns.
Big round 5. Paris Letdowns on the defensive end. Big jump out of Signs right there to kind of make something happen. Sleeper, though, with the first blood, trying to make the jump work, but it doesn't end up panning out. Signs, though, with the right timing, finds 2 with TF3. TF3 makes it happen. 4 kills on the board with the cruise missile in the back pocket. That cruise missile could pay dividends in the future of the game. It's Buddha, though, open up that A point with style. Sleeper, though, there for the 2-piece. I mean, the back and forth, the pendulum swings, the Paris Letdowns. They look good on the defensive end.
Yeah, absolutely. They're playing well together as a team right now, getting the trades when they need to. We see Sleeper, especially Sleeper, really coming huge with those 2 pieces and 3 pieces, and everybody on the team really playing well right now, getting aggressive for those spawns. And New York kind of looking in some trouble here, not able to really get past this green fence side of the map. They really need to make something happen here with about 40 seconds left in the round. And we see Signs with a massive 2-piece. Can he get the third? Oh my goodness, Signs. That may have just secured the round for your team.
Most certainly could have. Could be the play of the game. Signs 36 and 32 in the game so far. 27 seconds left on the clock. Taking perfect jousts at the perfect time. The ego is there, and it's paying off. 38 and 32 on the 5 streak when it matters most. 17 left on the clock, and Paris Letdowns have all the lanes locked down. Bionic Bandit trying to sneak underneath that map. Big 2 kills out of the side of New York SubPar. That could open things up, but Sleeper's still here. Big 2-piece out of them. And the cruise missile is still there for them as well. You got to wonder if the cruise missile gets called in shortly. Sleeper, though, off spawn. TF3 is going to make the call to fly it in. Bionic Bandit with the 3-piece. How many kills do you get? You get none. And there's no Paris Letdowns around either. 5 seconds left on the clock, and they might extend the time.
Yeah, absolutely. They're stacking on here, trying to get this tick to extend that time, but this life advantage is double for the side of Paris. So if you just play your trades, you're doing well. And honestly, they do get that tick on the side of A, extra minute on the clock, but you only have 4 players left. You really only have 1 or 2 shots at this. Any player fall, and it's kind of a disaster. And Signs able to pick up that first one on Bionic. And man, did Sleeper go absolutely massive this round for their team, able to pick up constant 2 and 3 pieces, even seeing kind of almost a 5 in a row on screen there from the perspective. And you know, that hats off to Sleeper for this round, really doing it for his team. And we're left kind of Zoe with a 1v11. This would be the comeback kind of a century for this round, but Paris with an excellent defensive round here.
And Paris Letdowns have truly turned the series on its head. I mean, after a rough map 1, to say the least, where they were down 100 points at multiple points, could have gotten 100-point club. They come into the map 2. They send it to round 11. They close it out. They send point map 4. Paris Letdowns win a grueler map 3, similar to the map 2. They go up 2-1 in the series. But from what we saw, the New York SubPar most certainly have some hard point prowess in their back pocket. Let's see if they can apply it here on MWIII.
Yeah, absolutely. This will be a banger map out of the 2, and we see Sleeper here with the AR starting off exactly where they ended the last time, just getting 2-piece after 2-piece. And you know, we're kind of looking towards Buddha here. Had an amazing map 1 with that submachine gun, able just to kind of run wherever they wanted. And so we're kind of hoping to see that again here on this Rio. We do see some interesting gunfights going down here, but it looks like New York's going to have that P2 rotation kind of set up. We do see TF3 whip out that submachine gun here for Rio, and we'll be looking to TF3 and Buddha just go head-to-head the whole game, firepower to firepower with that rival. We do see an interesting wrap here to P2.
Most certainly, New York SubPar trying to find the kills, but TF3 is there, finds 2, but is unable to find the 3rd as Buddha is there. But player 5 has snuck on through. That's going to be Casserole. How many can she get? I'm not sure, but 45 seconds left on the clock. You got to make a play. And TF3 Doesn't make anything happen just yet, but the spawns are there for New York SubPar. They're looking good.
Yeah, absolutely. New York able to get a 3 wipe there, able to kind of take some of that pressure out, able to finally get that 4th on signs here. And, you know, from the side of Paris, you really just kind of want to keep them from advancing on the map, but get that rotation towards P3. P3 definitely one of the money hills here on Rio. Sleeper starting it off good here with 1 kill, able to put some shots into Bionic. And we should see a fight coming down towards Bridge,
Ooh.
and Signs able to pick that up here. So we should see Paris able to start off P3 with a little bit of control here. They're going to be down by about 30 points here, and that's pretty easily caught up here on P3. And right as I say that, we see Buddha and KP go absolutely massive in the hill. We do see Signs coming from reinforcement in the back here, able to pick up one. Is he able to pick up another? He is not, but we do see some fights going down. Last is Bionic in the hill. He's going to fall, and we do see kind of a reset here from the side of Paris.
Paris Letdowns looking good on the P3, but how long can it last for? Still a lot of time left on the clock. Zoe going to try to sneak on in and contest. You see Sleeper trying to pinch around, and it is going to pay off. But you got to find a second, and they do. 2 players coming from that top side of the map. You got to start worrying about that new hill. But the P4, we know that it can be a money hill most certainly. But Casserole has been doing a great job of locking down this time for now. You see Sleeper, not sure if they spawned out or not, but they are finding a route toward the new time. And like I said just a moment ago, we know how important this hill is. Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sleeper kind of right back on what they do best and getting those 2 pieces kind of all the time and able to finally pick up the 3rd. Signs able to pick up the 4th. They don't know that someone snuck garage here with Zoe. They have an AR, not necessarily the best place for it, but New York kind of got a little bit of split spawn there. We do see a team kill coming down from the side of Paris, but so far Paris has looked pretty good these last 2 hills, able to keep off the first couple of waves of New York, but we do have a little reset here, kind of some fights going down right outside the hill. Casserole not able to get her head under that garage, able to finally pop the hit.
Big kill right there, but there is New York SubPar players all over the place. Buddha is picking up where they left off in the map 1 HP. 15 and 9 so far, but you're going to have to continue that because the New York SubPar, you're only up around 15 points. That will obviously extend as the scrap time comes through. You see Paris Letdowns. They are focused on that bridge hill right now. Signs going to be locking down top mid, doing a great job of doing so. But next you got to worry about KP. KP having a solid game so far. Signs going to cut him down. Signs with the firepower. We know that certainly after that map 3. But you're going to have to need somebody from Paris Letdowns to step up. It doesn't matter which player, but if you want to win this game, you're going to need someone to pop off.
Yeah, absolutely. We know that Paris Letdowns, everybody on this team has the potential to pop off. They just need one person to step up, get some excitement under their breath. And we see Signs go huge with a 2-piece. Sleeper able to pick up one. Signs eventually going to fall from Bionic, but TF3 able there to pick that up. And that's going to be some more time here as we see kind of a lead change happen here towards the side of Paris as Buddha's kind of last person here towards the hill by themselves, unable to get any kills, get some shots into TF3. But no kills secured for the side of Buddha. And, you know, New York here, they really just need to set up for P1, make sure it's not too mixy off the start, try to get some initial time here on this this P1. KP is going to be rushing towards P5, and we see Casserole just beating them off.
Paris Letdowns on the new rotation. They don't have control of top mid. New York SubPar. They have what they need right now on the P1. Buddha, 17 and 13, absolutely frying. Out of the play, though, for now, and the kill is going the way of the Paris Letdowns. TF3 in the right place at the right time, but the contest is there from Buddha. How many can they find? Another one for TF3, 19 and 12. Really frying right now in the Rio. This is kind of what we were talking about. We needed somebody from Paris Letdowns to start frying, and it seems as if that is TF3 on a 4 streak. Can he find the cruise missile? The contest is there. The shots are good, though. Zoe with the beam. That's going to be a full team wipe for the Paris Letdowns. The New York SubPar play it perfectly, and you got to start worrying about the P2.
Yeah, we do see Paris. They're able to pick up some of this scrap time, but they are not anywhere close to P2. We do see TF3 kind of on the full flank here. I don't know if New York's gonna see this. They're all thinking they're spawning forward. I don't know if they know that they're missing TF3, but TF3 could come huge here as they're coming through gate side. Should be able to pick up this kill and just to turn around at this exact time that Zoe needed to. Buddha's able to attack the hill from the front. We kind of have some mixy spawns coming in here on the side of Rio. We have Signs pushed up in boxes trying to make a play in the background. Unfortunately going to fall. And so New York at this point should know that everyone from Paris is spawning in that back, get a little bit aggressive, be able to pick up those initial kills, and then start worrying about that rotation towards P3 here as well. MWIII able to go huge with a two-piece casserole last here towards gate as the spawns are going to flip. Unfortunately for New York, but they are going to pick up a good bit of scrap time here, picking up well over half of this P2, and that's exactly the comeback they needed from the hills that they're having with P3 through that P1 rotation.
Well, player 8 and player 3 have literally just ran directly past each other. Bionic Bandit going to sneak on through unscathed because they just do not think that portion of the map is open. TF3 comes down to get the kill. KP going to be contesting, but Signs is there. Signs has been a very solid player for these Paris Letdowns. Might be 20 and 21, but don't be fooled. This player has most certainly a positive impact on the team. The lead is most certainly in the Paris Letdowns' favor now. How long can they hold the P3 for? That's a big 3 down for New York SubPar. They sneak their way on that hill. Sleeper, the last one alive. How many can they find? Is able to get one. Looking for a second. The shots are there. TF3 with the assistance. Can TF3 find the third? Do get 2. Signs is there to find the trade out, and that's a big, quick break for the Paris Letdowns because as well, the P3 to P4 rotation is most certainly doable, but you got 19 seconds to lock it down.
Absolutely. We see the side of New York just kind of giving up that time, trying to get those rotates. We do see Signs with a big kill in Garage. They're able to kind of put some initial pressure there. We do see MWIII maybe spot Signs here. Big kill from the side of Signs there to relieve some pressure here as Paris are going to continue to spawn on the good side here. We do see Zoe trying to plan on maybe take a little bit of a wrap here through the box side. Buddha's able to get that enormous kill towards the Garage here. That's going to be 3 dead from the side of Paris. TF3 kind of last alive. Unfortunately going to fall there, and this hill is going to be in the side of New York. And we do see Paris kind of spawning a bit out towards that bridge armor side. Going to have a little bit of time here. We should see probably close to an even game by the time that Paris get back around.
And if you go back and watch Buddha's arrow in that moment, it's just unbelievable how he finds that like solo break on the hill essentially. But that's for another time. Paris Letdown still in the lead here. Could potentially hold it until the P5, but don't forget, everybody, this is where Paris Letdowns really put the pedal to the metal in this game, is on this P5. We had TF3 going on streaks. Casserole was locking down that time as long as they could, and now you get the scrap time. You fight for the new hill, but New York SubPar, they're already well on the way toward that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. We see some crucial fights going down here between TF3 and the side of New York. TF3 able to come out victorious with at least 1 kill, able to maybe pick up Zoe. They finally pick up Zoe's location, unable to get the kill on Zoe. Zoe's absolutely going massive, staying alive, doing their part. Signs of Castle able to pick up 2 on that bridge in U side, and MWIII's just having to look everywhere. He has no idea where players are coming from, and what a great break from the side of Paris. That's going to be about half the hill time if they can secure it for themselves, and they're already at a 20-point lead, looking to expand that.
20-point lead. This could really change the game right here if Paris Letdowns are able to lock down the rest of this time, but Sleeper going to be all alone here, and Buddha with a big 2-piece right there. Bionic Bandit combining for 4 as well. 14 seconds left on the clock. You got to start thinking about the P1, and New York SubPar is the first team here. Buddha 31 and 24, trying like we expected. On the other side, it's TF3 and Signs really putting in the work to try to shut this down. New York SubPar, I really do think this is anybody's game right now, because as of now, you have the control. You just need to find a few more kills in order to kind of even the odds here. It's going to be pushes from all sides. Are they going to be ready for it?
Yeah, absolutely. We see Paris kind of electing to go through this bridge side here. We see 2 players. What a great bait and switch from the side of Sleeper and Signs. Signs unfortunately going to fall. TF3 going to pick up 1. Wow. Sleeper going to pick up another here. And we have a little bit of a contest coming down here from the side of Eskies, but that's going to be kind of all dead from New York. Paris Letdowns can win on this hill. TF3, Sleeper, and Signs going absolutely massive, but don't leave out Casserole here, playing super well for her team.
TF3 with a big 2-piece right there. 20 seconds left on the clock. They can't win it here anymore, but that P2 is probably going to be where this game ends, but you never know, especially on Rio. It gets about as mixy as it can get. Casserole picking up the final 7 seconds, and you see Sleeper putting some pressure on the New York SubPar base as well. Signs picks up 1, and every kill that Paris Letdowns gets is very solid for the pressure they can apply on the front end. You see Sleeper still around. Player 8 and Player 5 stuck in the bottom Eskies area, but you see Player 8 TF3 making a play around the back. MCW kill right there. The suffocation is in. Player 7 and Player 6, they spawn out Player 1. The fight is going to be pushed toward the hill. 228 to 246, and Paris Letdowns find their way on the hill. KP with an enormous 2-piece, and TF3 has found those spawns. Player 5, not as much, but they're still alive. It's going to have to be a break here. This one's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are some interesting mixed spawns here. Obviously, the side of Paris, they only need 3 more seconds here. We see 2 kills coming down from Sleeper, 1 kill coming down from Casserole, and that is going to be the game there. Very mixy P2, but Paris did a great job of playing slow, able to pick up those spawns. TF3 kind of anchoring there for their team. But shout out to the entire Paris team. Really, nobody was doing a whole lot there towards the middle of the round, and, you know, we called for it. We needed people to step up.